Chantal Thurman.
Aisha Walker.
Hello, I'm Tanika Chanel.
Emmanuel Ntusen.
Ration Tepper.
We are Group 7. The anthology we will be presenting today is 47, Gender Norms in the Twilight series.
A summary of the anthology. This anthology elaborates on the underlying message of gender conformity in Maya's Twilight series, as well as the series' connection with race and class. It also talks about how people construct their social reality depending on the cultural messages around them, such as what is presented through the mass media.
In this anthology, last but not least, assumption throughout the entire story confirm existing systems of race, gender, and class. As a society, we have ways to communicate how men and women should get in order to be happy. Throughout the series, women are weak, passive, in need of protection. The women are victimized. The media has historical discriminate against cultures, race, and gender.
Okay, to add to what she said, historical and contemporary factors shaping traditions and lifestyle of racial and ethnic groups, the media's sexualization and objectifying of women from infancy, the nurturing of men to be tough, masculine, and invulnerable, as well as women to be emotional, nurturing, and family-oriented. One contemporary factor in relation to this is that society is drifting away from gender-defined norms. For example, women are taking up positions where they are aggressive and strong in society. Also, the pressuring of women to believe that in order to be beautiful, one must be thin, light-skinned, with straight hair, or possess other Caucasian-like physical features. The historical belief that women should be poor, subservient, and needy of protection. Also, Caucasians are usually of higher socioeconomic status than other ethnicities. Racial superiority and the notion that whites are better than other races. And intimacy versus isolation that deals with the ability of both males and females to form intimate, loving relationships with others.
Okay, I have a letter B, which is identify values of minority groups that conflict with dominant society values. And I would like to take this on a gender basis and also on a class basis. So gender, the minority group would be women, and they would be more women who think on a feminist level. And then for the dominant society, it would be men and the media. And for the dominant society, it is portrayed that men are strong, men are dominant, men are like the head of the households. In this particular story, the white man, was set up to rescue Bella, who was a timid young white girl from herself. That's what the story stated. As far as the minority views, which would be women, and the feminist views, they feel like that women are strong, while the dominant society views women as more weak and submissive to the man. Women feel that women are strong, women can do just as much as men can do, basically. And then from a class level, the dominant society, obviously, and the media talked about and portrayed the white man who was of higher socio class. They portrayed him as a elite vampire, while they portrayed the Native American, who would also be considered a minority, as a low-income wolf, who was referred to as smelly and stinky, and just in a negative aspect overall. Also, the dominant society and the media underline that the white men always won. The white men always win, in a sense that Albert, at the end, eventually won Bella's love, and that's what the fight was all about. So that's the dominant society and minority values that I feel like conflict.
Okay, I have
Letter C, identify and discuss influences of prejudice, discrimination, oppression within the matrix of race, class, gender as experienced by racial, ethnic groups, and the impact of the forces in social, political, and the economic justice. Okay, with this series, the author, Ms. Rebecca Haynes-Smith, she basically used the Twilight series to express her point of view on how the media displays racism. I refer to it as abstract racism, with gender differences and inequalities, cultural differences. They basically use the Anglo-Saxons as the heroes, the suave, the handsome, the gentleman. They also refer to them as the elite. And they basically make minorities, women, as inferior, basically incapable of taking care of themselves, or the poor, or the less than. Also with that, the media, how they displayed with the native character, him being inferior to the vampire, or also how they use the woman, explaining her, describing her as just a domestic partner, that she was unable to care for herself, that she needed the white man, basically the vampire, to save her, because it states that she was incapable of taking care of herself, so she needed to be rescued. This narrative basically expresses the stereotyping of other cultures and keeping the Anglo-Saxons as superior and keeping everybody else inferior. The vampire in this story also was wealthy, educated, businessman, and they just often portray the white character as having their life together and having it, where everyone else needs to come to the white man and be rescued as if the white man is the savior. Thank you.
Okay, so I had letter D, which says discuss the role of theory and how it may or may not ethically guide social work practice. Discuss the manner in which race and ethnicity influence help-seeking behavior. I felt that the theory that applied to this anthology was the conflict theory due to the two men basically battling over her love and things like that. And it basically, like my classmates pretty much discussed the superiority of the white male as far as the wealth and how they portrayed him to be superior to the Native American, which they felt was inferior, as well as the masculinity of the two men compared to the femininity that basically, she wanted to be saved and they were fighting for her love and things like that. And it does, like she said, continue on the stereotype of men, the masculinity versus femininity, and also the superiority of the white race over of any other race.
Okay, appropriate intervention strategies for working with this client population, such as those in the Twilight series, the utilization of therapies that promote and build on self-esteem and confidence, because like for the women in the story, while trying to achieve that perfect body, to be slim, with thin hair and stuff like that, well, the way the media portrays how women should be. So in order to counter this, the use of therapies that promotes the building of self-esteem would be appropriate. Also, educating men and women on the impacts of projected media images and what being male and female should be in an effort to reverse their beliefs. The process by which social work practice can foster the attainment of social and economic justice for the populations at risk would be media literacy at school to help empower females, Also, forming and coordinating groups that stand up against the media's profiting from selling women short. Also, programs against sexual harassment of and abuse of women, because like the way that the media portrays women, it kind of makes them feel that yes, you should present yourself as being sexy, however you should expect nothing in return. Also, the media try to somewhat normalize sexual harassment against women, and in normalizing it, it makes women feel that yes, you present yourself as sexy, however when you present yourself as sexy, whatever happens to you, you're responsible for the effects of your actions. That's it pretty much.
No,
Thank you.
no.